So we are with the amazing producer, Hal Luftig. Hal, can you tell our audience a little bit about what you produced?
Well, what I have produced right now, Kinky Boots is running, and I have the upcoming transfer of Fiddler on the Roof in Yiddish from the Museum of Jewish History to Stage 42. And this wonderful project, which has been a part of my life for the past 3 years, going to paper mill, and developing a new show called Becoming Nancy, which will be in the Alliance in September, the Alliance in Atlanta in September. So I'm busy.
What made you take on this show?
I got a phone call from Jerry Mitchell, who told me he had a meeting with Peter Noone, who's Herman, with Hermits, and that he had an idea for a new musical based on what stories Peter told him. And so we went to lunch, which I'd love to do with Jerry. He's so wonderful. And he talked to me about what this show could be, and I immediately said, I'm in.
What kind of shows draw your attention?
Shows that either can let an audience just have fun, like this show, a little bit of Kinky Boots that had a little message, but
it was
just fun. On the flip side are shows that I just think are beautiful, like Fiddler on the Roof, or Becoming Nancy, that has a real story and a real message to it. I always think about when I decide to produce a show, would I want to see that? How would I feel sitting in the theater? And if that answer is good or enjoyable or smiling, then I take it on.
What's your favorite child that you produced?
Oh, you shouldn't ask me that. We're not supposed to have favorite children.
Yeah, but we do.
Okay, well, okay. I would have to say it's neck and neck between Kinky Boots and Moving Out. I thought Moving Out was just a beautiful piece of art. Yeah.
And what is the one show that you're sorry that you didn't produce?
Oh my God, you are asking great questions. I had the opportunity to invest in Wicked, and I didn't, and I regret that to this day because it is a great, great show. When I saw it in its workshop form, it was completely different. So it's just my defense, but that would be the one that got away.
Hey, I'm John Sanders, and I'm playing the manager Fallon in my very own British Invasion.
Where did you draw your characterizations for Fallon?
Fallon is sort of an amalgamation of a couple of famous managers from that era. This show is based on all of this music from this era, and there are a number of famous ones, Brian Epstein being a big one for the Beatles, but Fallon is really based on an amalgamation of Andrew Loog Oldham, who's the manager for the Rolling Stones, Alan Klein, another famous manager of the era, and then it's a fictionalized account, so I've taken what Rick has given me and run.
And where have we seen you before?
I was in Groundhog Day on Broadway. I played Ned Ryerson in Groundhog Day. I was one of the actors who played Mr. Wormwood in Matilda. I played Black Stash in the national tour of Peter and the Starcatcher.
Fabulous role.
Yeah, it is a fabulous role. Another Rick Ellis masterpiece.
That's true. What kind of roles would you like to take on?
Oh, well, I've always wanted to play villains, and this is kind of a villain. In this, Fallon
Managers always are.
Managers always are, except for my manager, who's sweet as can be. This guy is kind of the bad guy, and I love playing a bad guy.
Perfect, thank you.
Awesome.
I am Daniel Stewart Sherman. I'm playing the Hammer.
And who is the Hammer in the show?
The Hammer is like he's like a fixer. It's a good way of putting it. He's a fixer. So if Trip has a problem, and then he calls the Hammer, and the Hammer comes in and takes care of it.
Basically, you're the mafia guy.
Yeah, see, mafia is like organized crime.
Right.
Hammer is not organized. So it's really non-mafia. He's just he's muscle.
And where have we seen you before?
I have. You mean me personally?
Yeah.
I'm finishing up a 6-year run as Don in Kinky Boots.
Wow. Yeah. And what did you do before that?
As far as theater goes, I've done Desire Under the Elms with Brian Dennehy. I did Cyrano de Bergerac with Kevin Kline. Henry IV at Lincoln
some
Center.
small roles.
Just some small roles, yeah.
Have we seen you on TV or film?
Yes, so I'm currently doing a role of Jeremy on Lodge 49, which is on AMC. Season 1 has already been done. Now it's on Hulu, and season 2 is coming out later this year.
I'm Kyle Taylor Parker, and I play Gino.
And who is Gino in the show?
Gino is the storyteller and the narrator. He's inspired by Gino Washington, who was a soul singer who lived in the 60s when, the Bag of Nails was in its prime.
If you had to take the music from the 60s and pick the song that most describes you, what song would that be?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say it would be For Your Love, because I'm a big sap.
And in doing this character and in researching this character, who did you look at?
I looked at Otis Redding, and I looked at Gino Washington, the real living person. I'm a big music buff, so I've just been listening to so much music of the 60s.
And where have we seen you before?
I was in Kinky Boots on Broadway. I was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and most recently Smokey Joe's Cafe.
I'm Brian Fencart. I play John Lennon in the show.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
If you had to take all of the John Lennon compositions and pick the one that most describes who you are,
Ooh, man.
what would that song be?
That is a very, very hard question. Maybe just because of where we are right now in my life is really hitting hard, and maybe it's just because I've heard it so many times in the rehearsal process now that I'm hearing new things that I never quite picked out before lyrically, and it's sort of hitting me in a way that makes me connect to it more than I ever did. So right now in my life, but with John Lennon,
What
it's like
song?
no, that's what I mean. In my life, the song,
Oh,
the song
in my life.
Yes, the actual song in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where have we seen you before?
I've never been to Paper Mill before, but I just came off the Waitress tour. I did the tour of Waitress as Dr. Pomander. I did Memphis on Broadway, and I've done a few other regional things here and there. To these Paper Bullets at the Atlantic and Yale Rep, Piece of My Heart at Signature, Diner at Signature. So I've been sort of all over the map and landed me here.